Hi there, Loy Machedo. Sweeney from LoyMachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think personal branding. Okay, the time is 2:43 in the night. Okay, just thought I'd make a video with a few thoughts that I wanted to share. So one is I'll read out one message of a guy who gave me basically a death threat, and then I'll share a few other thoughts that I wanted to give you in this video. Okay, so the first one is let's quickly move on. This is I think is a new user, or maybe he changed his name. What he said is it's from the accountant 666. Okay, what he said is Loy Machedo at 2:25, 2 minutes 25 seconds of the video. One can see the ad for the house. You know, when I walk during my sessions, there is a house which is normally empty. It's at the curve of the road. So he said one can see the ad for the house. I'm pretty sure some smart guy will take his time figuring out your exact location. And then he said, be a bit more careful, and he gives a wink. Okay, wink emoji. All right. Now, I know what he's trying to imply. In fact, he's not the first guy who has told me that, we'll figure out where you stay and you might get killed, or, someone will figure out and assassinate you and all that stuff, or come there and hit you or kill you or whatever. Okay, this is not the first time. In fact, on my phone, I get quite a number of messages, emails, notifications, and calls. And by principle, I never pick up any of them. Never. The reason being is, if I know someone and I've saved their number, only those people I entertain, and those are mostly my clients. And then there is another phone, which is a very exclusive phone for people who have to be in touch or who don't want to, these are like VVIP, like they don't want to be tracked or whatever. It's a very separate phone which is not known by anyone. They do not know whether it's a Samsung, they do not know whether it's an Apple, they do not know what is the number, whether it's registered under my name, whatever. So that is totally off the chart. So I'm pretty careful about all this. Okay, so now what he was saying is, because they saw the vacancy, for sale, that someone would see that number, and maybe they would ask somebody inside to speak to this person, where is the location of this house, and then maybe come down, find out where I stay, and then, maybe hit me or cause harm or maybe kill me. Okay, fine. Now, here's my response to this video. Here's my response to this comment. See, it's a very simple thing. Is the people who have to do it, the people who actually have to kill you or have to do it, they're not going to talk about it. And this is from my experience of speaking. This, I have actually spoken to people who have been hitmen, people who have been gangsters, people who are politicians and who take money to do things. You may not believe me if I tell you this, but I've actually interacted with these individuals. In fact, I've even spoken to people, I think in India or where they take money and they do this stuff. This is what they do. You know what they show in Indian movies, that there's a dilapidated van and it opens and 2-3 guys come out. You'll be surprised, this is actually a little bit of reality. How did they come up with this idea? Because this happens. It's not, totally Hollywood or Bollywood. That doesn't happen. In fact, in one of my WhatsApp groups that I have, which is horror, gore, killing, and those kind of videos, those are real videos where they actually show the most horrific, gory videos taken from the dark web, and many of my members share it. I have seen stuff that I can't even talk about. It is that horrifying. I mean, what they are doing to human beings is unbelievable. And I'll tell you one thing, death is better than going through what those people, they are actually alive. They're made to go through hours and hours of torture until bits of their body is left. Okay, so anyway, I don't want to talk much about this. So the first things first, if someone has to hurt you or harm you, he's not going to send you a message. That's one thing. The second, this guy is saying that some very smart guy will find you don't have to be bloody smart. You just Google search, simple Google search Loy Machedo on Google. You'll get my phone number. You'll get my email address. You'll get the location of where I stay. You'll get the location of my house. You'll get the exact Google map pinpoint where I stay. It is that. Now you'll be like, shit, Loy, aren't you afraid? Aren't you afraid of being dogged? Well, guess what? If someone wants to find me, he would have found me anyway. If someone had to dox my identity or my location, he would have done that anyway. You just never know that some guy would have found out. There are people who are smarter than me. I am very aware of this. There are people smarter than me. They would have created a fake account, let's say, or a fake blog. Loy Machedo's location, put the proper tags, paid some money, made sure that it is circulating online, and before you know it, everyone would have spoken about this. In fact, you could just create a question on Quora, where does Loy Machedo stay, and put it there for some time, make it a screenshot, upload it, and before you know it, the whole world would talk about it. So I decided, instead of anyone doing that for me, I'll do it for myself. Now here's the question. There are some really good well-wishers of mine. Loy, what about your daughter? What about your wife? The fact that maybe they could get killed. Well, no, I could get killed or they could be harmed. See, the fact of the matter is, you're just thinking of one dimension. Someone coming to, like a hitman. You've never thought about the fact that Thailand has the highest number of road accidents in the world. And the probability and the possibility of us having an accident is, a million times more than someone coming and assassinating me. Just roadside accidents. Fever, dengue fever, that is through mosquito bites, malaria, snake bites. All these are very real possible. In fact, I don't know if you're aware of this. Food poisoning. On my birthday, I had just a little bit of seafood and all that. I literally got poisoned and I was about to die. Those who are on my Facebook would know 2 years ago, I was almost flatlined, like I was going to die, actually going to die. My wife was sitting there with the baby and I was lying on the bed, took a photograph and they thought I was dead. So the point what I'm trying to tell you is, it's not that I'm super brave. Oh, I don't care. Come on, shoot me. No. We all have our fears. My fear is not there of death. Death, you'll die any day. And I've told you, I've had health problems and death is a one-time thing. And I'm not afraid of death. When you have to die, you die. When you die, you die. That's it. And after you're dead, finish. That is not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is who will be there for my wife? Who will be there for this little baby girl? That's my only concern, because I'm dead, finish. Nothing to worry, right? In fact, I look forward for the day I die. I'm not joking. I look forward for the day I die because end of the struggle. But as a father, as a husband, I always ask myself, if I die, who's there for them? In fact, I even ask myself, if my wife is not there, how will I take care of this baby? Her best friend is a mother. And then I even think, if our baby dies, how would I go through it? How would my wife go through it? It's very easy to imagine. Maybe you can just imagine. I'm not saying it's easy in the sense, okay, but going through it, I see so many parents, they lose their child. I don't know how did they go through it. So, what I want you to know is, maybe you are suddenly a genius. Oh, someone will come. You just thought about it now. I think about it every single day. And I'm not only reminded of this, people send me emails, they send me messages, they send me voice messages. People have literally tried all this stuff. And I'm not saying that it's not humanly possible that someone would come here. Yes, it's hardly $1,000 to take a ticket and fly down here? $1,000? But why would anyone even want to do that? They maybe pay somebody, I'll give $100. Poison him, shoot him. You can get someone who is roadside. But then again, why would anyone want to go through all this trouble? For what? Because I got a video with 1,000 views, 4,000 views, 10,000 views. In fact, there was a Muslim guy who sent me a message. What he said is, you dare speak about Muslims, we'll ABCD. Let me put this on mute. Okay, the typical death threats. I've even got people, Indians from India, saying, the typical mother choth and this and that. You come to India, we will do this. Or one other, I will do this to your daughter. Our Indian Hindus sometimes, for them, they always target the women and children. Okay, so he said he will do this to my baby girl. Just imagine, my small baby girl. He actually said it, and it was a very real profile. He was not afraid. He sent me from his profile. I reported him to someone who knows the Indian authorities. Okay, anyway, then his profile vanished. Okay, so these are all very real things. Now, just think about it. Why they are reacting to this? For an opinion, for a video where I give an opinion. So if someone has to do it, they will do it anyhow. That's number one. Number two is, it's not very hard. And I've not made it so hard that you can't detect. You can easily find my location. Just Google search right now, you'll find out where is Loy. Okay? Third one is, every single day I wake up knowing that today will be my last day. And last but not the least, you are planning whoever's planning this great plan to, there are so many other ways I can actually die an accident just running. Just a car. The number of accidents and deaths that take place on this island itself, forget the whole of Thailand, is the highest in the world. Okay. On Thailand, it's highest in the world. On this island, it's almost one every day. There's an accident, or 5, and it's a very tiny island. And let me end this particular conversation with one last thing. And that one last thing is, I mean, if you have to shoot or kill someone, you have to take X amount of money, so much amount of headache, and so much amount of risk. Such a big thing for someone who's as inconsequential as me, who has a small YouTube channel with 1,000 views, for example. Do you seriously think for 1,000 views it's worth going through all the headache? I mean, you know what a killer or a murderer must be thinking? Man, this bullet is more expensive. Why am I wasting this $100 on this idiot? Might as well buy one, go for a nice dinner. So bottom line, what I want to tell you guys is this thing about someone coming to kill me. It is not the first time that it has been told to me, and it will not be the last time. And even more than that, I'm less worried about someone trying to kill me and more worried about an accident, about fever. In fact, let me tell you something shocking. Yesterday, this actually happened yesterday. You can see my arm, right? You can see how big this is. A gecko with the size from here till here. A gecko so big, it's a lizard. Okay, you can Google search. I was sitting at home. I was sitting in my room and doing work, and suddenly I heard a scream. My wife and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell happened?" And I ran out, and my wife was holding my baby, and she's like, "Gecko!" And this big, huge lizard. And remember, I'm scared of small lizards. Okay, small lizards I'm scared of. And there was this massive gecko, and my wife just pulled my baby. She thought it was a play toy, and now she was scared, and the wife is scared, and baby is crying, and this gecko is like, making that noise, whatever. Forget fear. I immediately, quick thinking, I took there was a shirt of mine. I just took it. I went and grabbed that thing. It did try to bite me. I grabbed the thing from behind, and then I threw it out. And then my dog, tried to, it fell near the stairs, and it tried to bit the dog, and there was blood come out. Okay, blood actually came out because it bit it here, and then I, whacked it, so it died. Okay, so just imagine. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens. In fact, you don't know this. There was a green snake that once came some time ago. I put the photograph and I spoke about it. I don't know if I made a video on it. My baby was outside cycling, and there was this green snake. Thankfully, it was a non-poisonous snake. So these are the things that are happening each and every day, and you're not aware of it. And maybe sometimes I don't talk about it. Coconuts. There has been an injury that took place. One guy was, trying to get this coconut. The coconut fell and broke his shoulder blade. There's been an accident that took place near a house. The guy was speeding. Sometimes in my videos you see the guy speeding. This person came out of the house and they both banged. Bang! Full impact. They both were taken to the hospital. All this shit happens. My baby sometimes goes running out. That's why I make sure my wife is always with the baby. That leash kind of thing for my daughter. And sometimes when I go running, I'm very aware of left, right, back. In fact, sometimes when I run, a snake just passes by. Sometimes a scooter just goes zoom like this. There have been times where the car nearly brushed. So, see, you are talking of some Hollywood type, someone coming down. Man, every day I wake up thinking, man, maybe I might die today. So death is the least of my worries, or death from somebody else. More than that, I have to worry of the natural elements. And even more than that, if I die, finish, die, over. I'm more worried of the baby and wife, because who will be there for them? You know, when you die, you sleep, right? And all I want to tell you is, if someone has to kill, he'll kill. Someone has to kill me, he'll kill. Is it worth the risk, is what they have to ask. Just Google search the prison life in Thailand. Just Google search. See what do they do to. So the full life of your 30 years, you'll be staying in that. If you're God, is that worth one YouTuber's life who puts a video for 1,000 views? Is it worth it? Like I said, I'm a guy who tried to commit suicide, who nearly lost his life multiple number of times through food poisoning, through blood. I lost blood internally. It's hemorrhoids. I almost had 2% of, I don't know, 12% or something of RGB, not RGB, what is that, RBC, which doctor said, I couldn't even walk a few steps. I would get dizzy, pale white I became. I had food poisoning where I nearly died. I had instances where, I was about to kill myself and jump in front of a train. So, for a guy who has seen death multiple number of times, what is there to fear, man? What is there to fear? Anyway, this is what I wanted to share through this video. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think, what do you think about this? Like I said, I get voice messages, I get calls, I get emails every single day. And like I tell people, one life, no? Just one. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Okay, I appreciate all these threats, and like I said, you don't have to be smart. If I was afraid of death, I would keep my location hidden. You just Google search, you'll find exactly where I stay. Exact location. I made it that transparent. What more do you need? Okay, having said that, like I say, what has to happen will happen. We'll take it as it happens here. Okay, so let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you very much for letting me know. Oh, some smart guy can find my location and take one big bazooka and do something. When it happens, we'll see. Like they say, Inshallah. Okay, until then, Khuda Hafiz. Allah Khali. Jai Shri Ram. Jesus, hallelujah, hallelujah, holla, holla. Okay, see, I took all the God's names. Now gods will be happy. You'll say, oh, coward, he took God's name, so I'll forgive him. In order to die, you die, man. That's it. End of story. Okay, having said that, thank you very much. This is me signing off. You guys take care.